Hi there, it's Traci Pirri again from Hope from the Journey. And I thought it would be a good idea to talk a little bit about anchoring. When you first start seeing that clients are starting to dissociate, it is really, really helpful to have built in and already taught them some ways to anchor. It's also really good as the therapist. When therapists are in treatment with someone, we're hardwired to connect, meaning I'm going to pick up in my body what my client is experiencing. And this is true if it's online as well. It's a little bit more intense when it's in person, but you can certainly pick these things up in when you're online. So if you're starting to pick up some dissociation in your body as a therapist, it's helpful for you to anchor also. So what does anchoring mean? Anchoring basically means something that is tangible that can pull you back into the present moment, right? So when we're dissociating, there's a part of us or some piece of us is somewhere else, right? And we want to bring clients back to this present moment because, we're just chilling out in the office space and nothing's going on. It's the memory that's making our bodies start to really uh, really get activated. And so we want to bring them back to the moment. So we can do this through our senses really wonderfully. So I like to, at the beginning, when I'm meeting with clients, really start to have some fun playing with what could be anchoring. There's a couple of different ways to do it. I have some stones. I have a variety of different, like this is little hearts. I've got some crystals. I've done some painting with clients before. This can be a fun way to just start getting people really experiencing what it's like to be in the moment when they've had a lot of dissociative experiences. Little art things like that can be helpful. But stones in particular can be great because you can hold on to them. You can really squeeze them if you need to. And as you notice, each of these has a very different texture that you can feel. Marbles is another one. In my office in Austin, I've got a lot of marbles, and that can be great. So if you're working online with someone, you might have some here, and you might encourage your client to bring some in, kind of like a show and tell, and to really feel those pieces. So that's an example of texture. Now, it can be any texture at all. And in fact, you could go around it and have different textures that you bring in. And you just want to start to find stuff that grabs the client's attention and pulls them back into the present moment. So touch is one thing with an object that you ground in. If you're using EMDR, you can actually ground in using BLS or DOS and make that even more accessible for people. Another one is with sound. So normally I have a bell. I can't find it right now. I think one of my kids might have borrowed it, but I'm going to just show you how you can do some of this at home, especially if you're there. But so just invite you just to listen to the sound. A tone, just simple like that. It can be, you can make sounds. I've got a homemade, one of those rainmakers that really sounds beautiful. It makes the sound of rain. Any kind of sound might be helpful. You can pull one up on your phone. You can turn on some music, but sound can be a really great one. I like this because it's not something that you hear in normal day-to-day times. And it's got a beginning and an end. You can listen to it all the way through. And there's something really relaxing about those kinds of tones. If you've got any sound bowls and things like that, that can be really great to bring in. And again, inviting your client in and having some of those things in their space if they are not in person can be a great thing. So then you can just go on with the 5 senses, right? Oftentimes I'll have lotions, encourage people to have lotions, candles, essential oils for smelling. Lotion has the benefit of also being a touch, right? It can really rub in. You can do some massage. All of those things are helpful. So you can do sight. For instance, having them have an item in my background if we're online that they're going to ground. Often, my little dog Joe is laying right there. He's foregoing me this morning for the squirrels outside. I've heard the dogs barking at him, but normally he's there, and my clients will use him as a grounding object often. And you, as the therapist, can do the same thing in your client spaces. So we've got, what are some of the others? What did we miss? We've got taste. Taste can be really great. So you can have a beverage, you can have mints or sour candies are really great to have around. You can have snacks, just pause, invite people to have a snack, go get something, have some tea, that sort of thing. So you just want to be able to really have them anchor with something and have that same thing built into the sessions, whether it's something that you always have in your session and they've identified as this is an anchoring object for them. It can change. You can, at the beginning, it can be a really great grounding technique to have them choose their anchoring item before every session and then to put it back at the end of session. And that, again, can be in person or online. So hopefully this is helpful. I would really love to hear how it goes. Try it out with clients. If you already do something like this, let me know how that's worked for you. And yeah, let's get to helping our clients to really anchor down into the present moment. Thanks.